There are about 100,000 chemtrail videos on YouTube. In the comments under these videos, many times there are disinformation people who spread lies saying that chemtrails are only contrails. Well, this video is going to prove them wrong. Here in Florida, we have from the very tip to where Florida ends, which is right about there, right across there, that distance from there to the tip is 457 miles. And here we have freshly laid down chemtrails that extend well beyond. Up to about this point here, I estimate that's about 600 miles, and probably closer to 700 miles up around this area. Now, as you can see, in this area here, it extends. Well, not extends, but it starts at the coastline and also goes upward. Here we have a very thick band of chemtrails. Based on the mileage of Florida, I estimate this to be about 1,100 miles. However, in another picture I will probably show later, I will show that it goes well beyond the 1,100 miles. Now over here we have, I don't know if they're individual chemtrails, because from a satellite view, how can you really tell? But we see lines there, and we see another thick band all the way through here. In the other shot that I hope to show, I think I'll show more of this too. So let's get to that right now. With this satellite view, I was not able to get the full width of Florida into the view, but let's take a look at what I do have. Down here we have the tip, and what we see here is that we see that there are lines, there are rows of clouds. Yes, up and through here it's more random, but I would guess that this is probably because the winds have broken things up. Now let's take a look further on up. Still kind of random, but in a minute here we're going to get into some very pronounced lines. Okay, they're starting to come into view now. And let's see, we'll stop it right. We'll start it right there. So now we have very pronounced lines. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Quite a few. I don't know if these are individual chemtrails or not. They could be just closely spaced chemtrails that are more than one individual chemtrail. Let's go further up. And as we see, here's the border in yellow, and the spraying begins right at the end of the land. More pronounced lines coming up here, right there. Okay, see those pronounced lines? Starting from here, all the way over to here. Down through here, way up and through here. Got more to go. Okay, now, over here, this is about the end of Florida right here. So we're going to continue going above Florida. And we see line after line after line. Clouds just do not form like this, folks. They don't form in straight lines. And up here, we got some thicker stuff going on over here. And a big mess here. I don't know, maybe that's real clouds, maybe it's not. Hard to tell. But I can tell you that right here, where I'm pointing right now, there, 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 and there, those are continuations of these lines. Now I have moved it over exactly one screen width so that we can see that over here, this is the border of Florida. Well, this is where this is the left-hand side of Florida, where it ends, right about there. So now we're looking at everything to the left of Florida. Well, not everything to the left of Florida, but let's go for it. Okay, so, you know, once again, it ends right at where the ocean begins. So they don't waste time spraying over the ocean, really. So let's take a look. See, once again we see, yeah, the wind has scattered it. Like through here, the winds have scattered some of the chemtrails. But here, they're still pretty well intact, you see? Right up through here, too. Over here, over here. This is a pretty good shot right here. I'll pause it for a second. You can see some very thick bands here. As well as over here. Let's go further up. Very thick over here on the left. Just a big, big mess. My God. Now I have moved it up, well, I moved it to the left one more screen width. And we have lines again showing. Let's go upward, take a look. Very thick bands here. All through here, all the way up. Very thick. As well as over here, of course. Now this over here, all through this area here, this is probably that big thick band that I showed before. A little hard to tell because I can't see the whole screen at a time when I'm in zoom mode here. Alright, let's continue up. Okay, I've moved the screen one full screen width further west once more. In this view, we see here that we have approximately 750 miles, according to my estimate, of pretty much a straight line. Very straight. That's where the chemtrails end. As you can see through here, it's very, very thick, as well as over here. Up here, we have another thick band. A little bit misty here on the edges, but still a pretty straight line there, and a very straight line there, which I will get to in a minute. Okay, so let's take a look downward, see what we got. Right here, I'll pause it just to point out a few things. Here we have a very thick band right there. It's probably not one chemtrail. This is a satellite view, so these are much thicker than just one trail, I do believe. And of course, there's the straight line. Well, more or less a straight line. Okay, let's go further down. Now we're talking well over 700 miles over to the left here. This is really extending down far. Straight lines everywhere. And of course, it pretty much ends at the shoreline, as usual. Okay, now I've gone one more screen width further west, and I'm down near the shoreline, down south. So let's go up. More straight lines, especially through here. And of course this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, let's go up. Okay, this is that last band. Very, very, very straight line here, right through here, as you can see. There's an, I don't know if that's an individual chemtrail kind of lingering off to the side there, right there, or not, but it's at least one, put it that way. This is a very thick band. Let's take a little closer look. Pretty much ends right there. So now you see that chemtrails are very real. And you know, these people that talk about, you know, how these are just emissions from aircraft, these people are just spreading disinfo. So, you know, now you know the truth.